Oh, guys, next up on stage, we're getting 2 for the price of 1. That's right. It's Jeffrey, Vincent, Parise, and Lindberg! Oh, there's one of them. Is this the first time pairing, the 2 of you paired together?
Hi, Chad.
Chad.
Yeah.
Is this the first time that you've,
This is the first time that we have fluffed.
Honestly, this pairing makes sense to me. It's 2 fashion-conscious gentlemen that know a thing or 2 about a thing or 2.
About a thing or 2.
Yeah.
Take my mic's on, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Get that mic on.
A thing or 2.
I heard it.
A thing or 2. I like that.
I love your jacket.
Thank
I like
you.
your nails match your
Thank
jacket.
you.
Love everything about it.
It's all intentional.
Jeff,
Yeah.
as always, looking dapper,
Thank you,
handsome.
sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Jeff and Chad, good job.
Like a swing, everybody. Yes.
Freezing.
Jeffrey, I gotta say it's an honor.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah. I like to mix it up.
Okay.
I like to get in there.
Yeah. You going out there?
I am.
Okay.
You meet me halfway?
Oh, am I going too?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Hi, how are you? Hello, everyone.
Yes, hello.
We giving high fives and stuff?
Yeah, sure, why not?
What's happening, everyone?
Kind of get a sense of the crowd here. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hi. Oh, hi.
We all love. Oh, hey. Chad.
Jeff.
Nice
Jeffrey,
to
this is
see you.
Bruce.
Yeah. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Oh, hi.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on?
Hi. How are you?
What's going on, everybody? Hello.
Yeah. High fives.
How are you?
All around.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
how are you? Hello.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
All right. It's a good way to start things out, I think.
That's right. Yeah, we've been out there. Feels good. Feels good.
So, what can you tell me about yourself, Chad?
Well, I like long hikes.
Okay.
I like walking on the beach. I'm stoked to be here. There's nothing like coming to a supernatural convention.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the same way. I feel like, well, this one is a very special one for me because I just came from visiting my parents. They live in Florida, as many parents do when they get older.
Yeah.
And they live in a retirement community called the Villages. Anyone ever heard of it? Yes! It's like the Truman Show. It's insane. So basically, here's how it works.
Yeah.
You get 5 houses to choose from. You go, oh, I'll take that one. They put it in this neighborhood. You move in there, and there's 5 different people that you could be in this thing. You have this haircut, this haircut, this haircut, and this haircut. This shorts and sandals, golfing outfit, or a wild and crazy Hawaiian shirt. And then you pick one. You pick one person to be, one house to live in, and you drive in golf carts everywhere. And you go to the town square every night. It's happy hour every hour of the day. And you dance, and prices are really cheap, and everybody's happy.
I like that.
Oh, and they have a newspaper that only has good news in it.
As it should be.
Yes.
We need a good newspaper with just good news.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
All the lawns are manicured. There's a lot of rules, though. A lot of rules. You're not allowed to do certain things. You're not allowed to park any vehicle on the street with a sign on. No good. Not allowed to have a bird bath. I love birds. But they don't like mosquitoes. Not allowed to have bird feeders. I like birds.
I like bird feeders.
Squirrels and rats, apparently.
Right. Yeah.
They gotta eat too?
Yeah. All living creatures. We gotta eat. They gotta eat. Everyone's gotta eat.
Yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
We're in Florida.
The Villages.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in Florida.
Well, we're in Florida.
Oh, I thought you said we're in Florida.
Oh.
Like the whole time you were just...
Yeah, I know. It's happening here. You're watching this in real time.
So where in Florida are your parents from?
You know, what if we got so enwrapped in what we were saying? It's just, yeah, wait, so tell me. Oh, Jacksonville, what's going on? Yes. This, like I said, this is the first time. I call it Friday fluffing. You know what I mean? Because we're fluffing you up. You know what I mean? For the whole weekend. And I fluff often with Gabe. But I like this. No one tell Gabe, but we're fluffing right now.
Nice. Gabe and I too, so I feel like...
You fluff?
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like Gabe and I think we're both sort of cheating on Gabe.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of fluffing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gabe's not going to be happy about either one of these.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Sorry, Gabe.
Sorry, Gabe.
This is going good though, huh?
It's going great. Oh man,
I like this guy. Yeah.
Thank you. Amazing. I'm glad this is our first time.
Hey, did you? I heard that you did a ghost hunt.
I did. Yes. Yeah, we did one last night at the St. Augustine Museum and Lighthouse. Who raised their hands went last night? There was quite a few people.
Did you find any ghosts?
We did, as a matter of fact. Would you like to hear it?
Did you really?
Yeah. It'll be real quick. I have it queued up.
How is that possible?
This is how it works. So basically, spirits talk to us in a different frequency. If we're lucky to hear them with our own ears, that would be a disembodied voice. Typically, we need instruments so we can actually hear them talking to us. So we were in the museum, and I had about 30 people, 33, 34 people with me. And typically, I like to go around the room when we get to a location, introduce myself, and have everybody introduce themselves. So
to the ghosts?
To the ghosts, and have them introduce themselves back. Introductions.
Okay.
You know, pleasantries. So what you're about to hear is me talking, and then I'll let you decide for the rest. It's pretty easy to hear. Here we go.
So we're going to go around the room. We're going to say our name. We will lock it. If you can't do it, say your name. Or, Dodger.
One more time.
We're going to say our name. We will lock it. If you can't do it, say your name. Or, Dodger.
So after I say or, listen.
Lock it. If you can't do it, say your name. Or, Dodger.
It sounds like it's saying either hi or sorry. I'm gonna play it back one more time for you guys.
Our name, we will lock it. If you can't do it, say your name. Or, Dodger.
I am possessed.
Our name, we will lock it. If you can't do it, say your name. Or, Dodger.
No, come on, that's somebody else in the room.
No.
Who was there? Nobody else whispered anything after.
No, because I'm a drill sergeant when it comes to these investigations. I tell people before we do anything like this, I want to hear it so quiet that we hear a mouse fart.
So maybe that's what that was.
Maybe, at some point, I would like to catch a mouse farting on an EVP. So, shall we start some questions? I think we should. There's nothing quite like Starbucks. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I have a question for Jeffrey, and then I have a question for both of you.
Sure.
So the first question for Jeffrey is, I noticed that you go by Jeffrey Vincent Parise. Is that your first?
Parise.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We're all here to learn something.
That's
That's the question. It's Parise.
Okay. No, the question is that your first, middle, and last name, or
Yes.
is there a reason why you go by that and not Jeffrey?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So,
Yeah, buddy.
earlier in my career, and growing up, I went by Jeff Parise. That was my name. My full name is Jeffrey Vincent Parise. So growing up, I had a lot of gigs with Jeff Parise, and I had started considering opening up the full name. And it was when I was really starting to get more into painting. I felt like, I don't know, it just sounded like it had more of a weight to it. And so I went to Guatemala on this trip. Just real quick, I'm gonna just tell you how I got to Guatemala real quick. I was hanging out at some friend's house. This other friend runs in the living room and goes, I just bought a round trip ticket to Guatemala for $96. $96. He goes, but you gotta hurry because the sale ends at midnight. So I went online, I got a round trip ticket to Guatemala for $96. I stayed there for 10 days and I had one of the most amazing experiences I've had up to that point in my life. So at that point I was still considering opening up the name, and after this 10-day journey of soul searching and meeting the most incredible people and having the most amazing experiences, I was sitting, it was 7 a.m. on a lake in a kayak. The lake was glass. And there were 3 sleeping volcanoes that I was looking at. When I was considering everything that I'd just been through, I looked at those volcanoes and I heard, Jeffrey, Vincent, Parise. Sorry. And I came home and I changed my name. I did it through the whole thing. But then I had to figure out how to sign my paintings with Jeffrey Vincent Parise, because it was just, I was doing Jeff Parise. And that's, if any of you are at all familiar with my paintings, there's sort of like a symbol in the bottom right hand, and it's a J, and it's a V, and it's a P. So that's how I figured that one out. Thank you.
And then my second question was just that, what is your favorite thing to eat at Thanksgiving?
At Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Mashed potatoes.
Woo!
Yeah.
Solid.
And deviled eggs.
Oh, yeah. That was a mouth fart. Mouse fart.
Yeah, that's a mouse fart. I like the 3 names. I like the addition. I like it. I like it a lot.
Don't do that, because that's expensive equipment. That's cheap coffee.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my question's for Chad. I was wondering, were you aware that your character has actually helped hundreds of nursing students in Southwest Florida do well in their anatomy lab?
Oh, from which? From what?
I have this going on in my class right now. There's a structure in the larynx in your voice box that actually looks like the mullet. And I've taught there 16 years. And ever since you've been on the show, when students get confused in there, I just say, well, it's Ash from Supernatural, and most of them can make the connection and they get it right.
That's brilliant. Thank you for that. Wow, I love that. Please continue back.
Saving lives,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
What I do. What I do. That's amazing. Wow. Yes. That mullet is just keeps giving and giving. Hi.
My question is for Jeffrey. I was wondering, in a free-for-all match, who do you think would win? Jack
Asmodeus.
or Azazel and Asmodeus?
Asmodeus, easy. Come on. At his full power, let me just, as Gabriel's blood and grace is coursing through his, Asmodeus take on anybody, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know, they never really, they didn't face off. You see how easily he handled Lucifer? Like that. He said, oh, please. And that's Lucifer, come on. Lucy, he wasn't at full power? That true? Don't matter, Details. Asmodeus would win every time.
Hi there.
Hi, how
are you guys?
Good. Great. Thank you.
So a question's more for Chad. I was just wondering if Ash could come back, because everyone else is, so why not Ash? But what kind of an interaction you think Ash would have with Sam and Dean seeing him again?
If we were to see Ash come back again, how would we see him? Very easy. Season 15, things are heating up, I guess, right? We're nearing the end. Sam and Dean, they're in a house or something, some building, just getting their asses kicked, okay? Getting their asses kicked.
By Asmodeus.
Totally. Exactly. And then, from the hallway, you hear... The door gets kicked open. All of a sudden, Ash is standing there with a crossbow. Kills both of the monsters that are harrowing Sam and Dean, right? And then takes his hair. Slow motion! And he just gives Sam and Dean the old nod. No words are spoken. Turns around.
And they wouldn't have to pay you for a speaking part.
No. Just come in and say nothing.
It's a good pitch.
Right? Thank you.
Works for everybody.
Thanks.
Hi. For the record, I think it said Charlie, not sorry.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah.
Very well could have.
And I just wanted to say hi to Chad. I'm one of your badass bitches.
Oh, you're a badass bitch.
Yeah. Totally Terry. Hi.
Hi.
Actually, you gave me the nickname Totally Terry.
Oh, Totally Terry. I love nicknames. Hi, Totally Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Good to see you. Thank you. Love you.
That's it?
Totally, yeah. We're just, yeah.
Charlie thanks you for clearing that matter up.
Charlie. Hi.
So my question's for Chad. I am a person that believes in the paranormal, and I have seen some stuff that I can't explain. And my question is, what is your most compelling evidence, or have you seen something where you're like, I don't know if I believe that?
So, are you asking what my most harrowing experience is?
No, like your most paranormal, like what have you witnessed that you're just like, I don't know about that.
Well, in terms of like, I don't believe it, or that rocked me to my core?
Yeah.
Rocked me to my core. Gotcha. Okay, that's a good question. And there was a question that came up last night on how I deal with evil. And there's a place called Old South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee that I've sworn to never, ever, ever, ever go back to. That place I've been invited to twice, and I have sworn to never, ever, ever go back. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
This is how he deals with
Thank you.
evil.
This is a bromance literally happening right in front of your eyes. I mean, you are courting me, sir. And I like it. So, I said I would tell this story last night. There is a creature there. There's a, I hate using the word, but some call it a demon, some call it, it's are you a demon?
On the show. On the show.
Okay. So, the first night that I was there, there's a photo that I just reposted on my Instagram because it's way too compelling, so if you get a chance to look at it, you should. Before I went, I was working with a ghost hunts, a crew that puts on ghost hunts, and prior to going there, he sent me a photo, and in the photo, down a long, dark hallway, you see this figure with these legs that kind of go up like this long torso, right? And this head that kind of looks like a cow head, and it's got horns sticking out, okay? So I see this before I go to the place. I go there, I ask the lady, I'm like, well, what is this in the photo? And she says, well, this thing manifests itself in 3 different ways. She's like, that's one of the ways is a goat. I'm like, well, that kind of looks like a goat, okay. So later that night, you'll see in the photo, I am standing in a chapel, and there's about 6 or 7 alive people in the room with me. In the corner of the room, you're gonna see this big, huge window, and below that window is this massive creature, and it's literally sitting on top of itself, like here. And it's got these big black legs and this huge black body that goes into the wall, all right? These long arms and these crinkly, weird hands, if you want to call them hands. Skeleton chest, and you zoom in, you see faces in the chest. Big, long, black mane, cow head, once again, with horns, okay? If that's not effed up enough, it's the way, you know when you're listening to somebody really intently and you lean forward? This thing's head is cocked and it's listening to me. Guy sends me the photo that night, and I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. There's nobody but people in this. The next day, before we did 3 nights there, I zoomed in, and I'm like, holy shit, this thing is unlike anything I've ever seen. So then I show it to the lady who owns the place. I said, what are the other ways this thing manifests itself? She goes, a monkey, a bull. In this photo, I encourage you to look at it. It looks like a bull sitting there, body just, okay? After this experience, I left, vowed to never go back. I get a call 6 months later. We're going back, he says, my friend. Once you come back, do the events. I think about it for about a week. I eventually say yes. I go back, and I ask the lady, what is the third way that this thing manifests? She goes, a goat, a bull, and a monkey. Oh, a monkey. Someone shows me a photo of a furry little creature peeking behind a cabinet, okay? I see this thing. From that point on, we were there for another 3 days. I'm yelling, monkey, monkey, I want to see this monkey. Show me the monkey. Monkey this, monkey that. I probably said it 300-400 times. I was pushing in a way that was really, really dangerous. And I brought a good friend with me this time. After 2 or 3 days of pushing really hard and trying to find the monkey, he pulls me outside and he literally slashed me across the head. And he's like, you're gonna kill yourself. And you're gonna kill everybody here. Wake up. So I did. And I went in and had a profound change with this place. The next morning, the next day, excuse me, the ghost hunting crew were all sitting at a Cracker Barrel, having lunch, right? My buddy Ernie goes, oh, we gotta get to the car rental place before it closes at 5. So the 10 of us, we all like close our bill, we run outside, literally run outside, and the first thing that I see is this woman, and in the woman's arms is a baby monkey. A real live baby monkey. And the lady walks by me, the monkey looks me in the eye and goes, ooh. Literally walks into the Cracker Barrel. And that was a profound lesson in life. The universe says, you want to see the monkey? No, no, no. We're not going to show you the evil monkey. We're going to show you a good monkey. Now, when is the last time you've ever seen a monkey at a Cracker Barrel in the middle of Tennessee? You haven't. So, from that point on, I've sworn to never go back. That place rocked me. And then later that week, I got a tattoo on my arm. And yeah. So,
what's your Instagram?
Huh?
What's your Instagram?
Chad Lindberg. It's a really scary photo, and a lot of people, when they look at it, they're like, ah. That's the sound they make. Because it's not normal. It's not normal, and it's unlike anything that you've ever seen. Oh yeah, we're doing this. Right.
That's a clown.
Right there.
Oh.
That. Yeah. So thank you so much, man, and hopefully, you know, you can come out at some point. I do a lot of ghost hunts, so.
Yeah, well, I
What the hell?
I actually had experience. So my friend's house is on Native American burial
Uh-huh.
grounds, and my ancestors are Native American. And we were at her house, and we were just chilling, being calm. And I got up to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, came out, and at the corner of my eye, a black figure darted across the room, came back, and you could just see hands on like the door. like someone was like trying to
Right.
peek out, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. I'm not gonna spend the night anymore. And she's like, stop being a little baby. It's fine.
So you saw the actual hands?
Yeah, like the hands,
Yeah.
like, you know, see grip around.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
it was once,
Sure.
you know, but it didn't.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, he's cool. I talked to him. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
This thing
please.
was already in the room. Come on.
Yeah, what?
That's somebody.
No.
That's somebody that was there.
No, that's a
With
creature.
the arms and just appeared for the photo? Nobody saw him while you were in the room?
No, nobody saw that physically.
How? It's huge!
I know.
But
Thank you. Huh?
Is it digital?
No.
Film.
No, he was taking it on a nice camera. Yeah. Everyone's like, whoa, what the hell is this? Hi.
I just saw that Instagram picture a few minutes ago, and I can confirm that I did say woo.
Yeah. You made that noise.
Yes. But my question is for both of you. We all know about the iconic mullet that Ash had. And do you think your characters are more business in the front or party in the back?
I mean, I'd say Asmodeus is business in the front, party in the back. He is a mullet. I mean, he doesn't have a mullet, but he's both for sure. He's not all business, he ain't all pleasure, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with more party in the back. In business up front when you gotta handle it. You know what I mean? But let's get to the party in the back. Party in the back. There's up front, here, party in the back. Thank you. Love it. Don't look at that photo anymore. Okay, thank you. Hi.
Hang on, that whisper sounded an awful lot like Charlie.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, my question is for Jeffrey. So we're big fans of Mad Men at my house, and you made an appearance as Vince, the guru, in the final episode. I wanted to know, how was your experience on that episode compared to your time on Supernatural, and what was it like working with John Hamm?
Well, for those of you who don't know, I said the last spoken words of Mad Men. Thank you. And it was so I did it before I did Supernatural. So comparisons it's a tough comparison because it's so different, such a different experience. But this one was a glass ceiling really broke for me because it was the first time I got on a show that I loved and that I had seen every episode up to that point. And I remember I auditioned a few months earlier for another hippie role. And Matthew Weiner, the creator of the show, kept going, no, this guy's dimmer, dim him down, he's more stoned. And I'm like, you can't get much more stoned than this, man. And he's like, and we did it a few times, and it was really easy to work with, and then I didn't get it, and I thought that was my last chance. Well, apparently he had told the casting director to put my headshot aside because he has something for me in the finale. Still had to audition, but it felt completely natural, felt really smooth. John Hamm, first time I met him was this was shot on location, so we were all at location and everybody would meet at a bar after shooting. I walked up to him and he was eating a ham sandwich.
That's funny.
It's a true story.
That's amazing.
And he was really cool, super cool dude, really down to earth. The whole experience was incredible. It was very surreal because the setting you saw, the finals, it's set up in Big Bear, just gorgeous cliff and ocean, and it just everything about it was beautiful, and it seemed like this sort of heavenly setting, and I had, for a split second, thought maybe I had died, and there's John Hamm, and there's the creator of the show. It was just all incredible. It felt like I was time traveling also. And I felt like I was time traveling while watching the show and being on it, especially so. As a comparison to Supernatural, I mean, I feel like something really, there was a lot of special things that happened on Supernatural, but one of which was, so that one was more of an immediate conscious thing of really wanting to be on a show and then ending up on the show. Well, I had written and directed a short film, I guess it was about 9 years ago. And it was about these two characters, two very different characters. One very enigmatic character, which I played, and then this other one who was sort of meek and sort of looking for something. Well, it turns out you see that he's telling this meeker guy how to be his highest creative self. And it turns out it's him. He appeared to himself in a dream, and he told him what he had to do to become the highest artist that he could personally. Well, the two chairs that they were sitting on were thrones that we had rented for this shoot. And they're gorgeous thrones, really elaborate, and we're sitting in front of a fireplace. Well, so the film is basically a self-fulfilling prophecy type of film. I walk onto stage of Supernatural, and I'm looking at the set that I was going to be on for the first time, and nobody else was in the room, and I'm walking around going, this is so cool. And I see Crowley's throne. It's the same throne we used in these short films, but now there's one. All these years later, I felt like all this stuff that I was telling this other character in the film had slowly come to fruition, and there I was about to be on this incredible, legendary show and playing this wonderful character. So, thank you.
Came full circle. It came full circle. Validation.
Full circle.
Yeah, I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Real time here, folks. And it's so cool to like actually go onto a show that you've been watching and that you're a fan of, and it makes it even that more surreal, which I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was.
I love that. Yeah, it's exciting. You want to get out of here? Hi.
Well, I appreciate that you did leave because I'm super anxious about asking a question. If we
Sure.
got off, it would have just ruined it.
We're here.
So my question is for Jeffrey. I am from southern Georgia, though I have no twang. You have no twang, and it's been disturbing me since I've been here. Did they write Asmodeus with that southern drawl, or did you just add it as creative liberty?
They didn't write the words with a southern drawl, but their description was he had a drawl much like Frank Underwood before, you know. So that was sort of the basis, and so I just took it a step further and just thought, well, I feel like Prince of Hell would be from New Orleans. And so I took it further back, and he had that sort of colonel-ish, not that one, sort of a Southern colonel sort of look, so to say. I don't know if you guys recognize that or not, but you know, if you noticed, he kind of looks like a colonel. They keep comparing it. I don't see it. But a lot of people think I look like an evil Colonel Sanders.
I don't see that.
I don't see it.
No.
Colonel Sanders, he wore glasses. Asmodeus did not. Colonel Sanders had a black tie here, and it was one of those weird, you know, ties. Asmodeus did not. White tie. Colonel Sanders had all white hair. Asmodeus did not. Colonel Sanders had a goatee shaved on the sides. Asmodeus full beard. Come on, where's the comparison? I don't.
Where is the comparison? So
There is.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
No. That's not the man I'm looking at right now.
Thanks, bro.
You know what I mean?
My man.
Yeah. Hi.
My question is for Chad. If you could go to any haunted location in the world to conduct a paranormal investigation, where would it be and why?
Good question. Where would I go? I find that the most quote-unquote negative places seem to be my biggest teachers. The places where I get rocked the hardest seem to be my biggest teachers. I've always been fascinated with Suicide Forest, which is unfortunately was put under a little bit of a negative light due to a YouTuber who went down there and did something really disrespectful. That's always been a fascination of mine. Stonehenge, you know. Man, I love going anywhere. It's some places, you know, the least place you expect to be haunted turn out to be crazy. And then I'll go home and have something happen at my house and have to deal with it. Yeah, but those have been, was it Machu Picchu? Is that right? Yeah, where the circle is that Josh Gates did, where the guy was sitting on the edge of the circle. It's an old episode of, what's this show called? I don't know, I forget. Josh Gates on Travel Channel, and they were sitting, his cameraman was sitting on the edge of this circle, and then all of a sudden you see him just get yanked completely, and he was tossed like maybe like, what, 20, 30 feet? And he went completely out. That's compelling to me. You know, a lot of weird shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. But yes, so there's a lot of places. Come out sometime.
They caught that on camera?
Yes. Yeah. You see him sitting there, and then all of a sudden, he's gone.
So it made for good television, that's for sure.
It happened.
Did it?
Yeah. These are people I know. I mean, I've met Josh a few times, but he's...
And what'd they say? He just went...
No, he was sitting, this was a crew member too, so this was not a part of...
But they were rolling.
They were rolling, you can see it, and he's sitting literally in this circle with his camera bag, and then all of a sudden you see him get yanked back, and like literally like out of frame. And they found him like 20 feet, knocked. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Weird things happen. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, this question is for both of you. In the show, Ash has his own personal heaven. Where or what do you imagine both of your personal heavens would be like in real life?
I'd like this guy to visit. You know, we just stop by. Just stop by from time to time, that's all.
I would.
Yeah, thank you. I would come to your personal heaven too if you invited me.
I will.
Yeah. Besides him stopping by, I would love a place with family and friends. You know, I feel like this life is for nothing if we can't see the people that we love afterwards. Or else, what the hell, right? You know, like if I couldn't see my family or my loved ones ever again, then wow, that's a rip. You know, so I want to be surrounded by family, friends, my old pets. I want you to visit from time to time. I want to see some dinosaurs. Because that's cool. You know, that existed. And that was a thing, so why not? And I want to fly a little bit, and I just want to take a break. I want to take a break after we're done here. Yeah.
I like all that stuff. And not to get too cheesy about this, but I feel like in this moment in my life, and lots of moments in my life, where I live now, the home that I've now found and I'm settling into, and the life that I'm living is my own personal heaven.
Nice.
And thanks. You know, because I just always think like, well, why wait? You know, like, let's create it here, just in case, you know, maybe it's just in case. And I think it's possible to, you know, because I was taught as a kid, like, I would, you know, children question would be like, well, what's heaven like? It's like, well, want something. You get it. And anything? Yeah, anything. You think of like you want a Snickers bar and it appears. Well, I'm fortunate enough now where like if I think of something that I want, I can go online. And like sometimes the same day it arrives. I can do whatever I want. I don't have to go to school. I can sleep as late as I want. I see the people that I want. I don't see the people that I don't want. It's pretty heavenly. And I got a good view. And, anybody familiar with Valentino? One? Thank you. You'll understand this next story. This one's for you. So the last house that I lived at, I had this wild blue bird. He was a blue scrub jay named Valentino, and he would visit me on a daily basis. And I made a little short film about it, free to all of you. It's called Valentino. You can go on Vimeo and check it out. 10 minutes short. Explains our whole process and the whole relationship to the point where it got, which was he would eat out of my hand. And he would visit me on a daily basis. And it was really special because he's a wild bird. And I'd just keep the door open and he'd fly in. Well, when I found out I had to leave my house, you know, a lot of people that are familiar with my relationship with this bird and the story. Where are you guys going? Where are you going?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, right in the middle of a story. All right, well, check it out on YouTube. I'm sure they're going to post this.
I just want to apologize for the both of them. Oh my God.
Okay. I'm going to wrap it up real quick. Anyway, I had to move, and people were worried what's going to happen to the bird. Day one, I moved into my new place, and another bluebird started showing up, and I was already flying in the house, so. Yeah!
Amazing.
Guys, already?
And I know there's one more, but if I can,
Oh my God, that's a little last. Whoa! Hi, I'm the original. I don't know if you know who I am, but I'm you. Later.
What are your names?
I'm Lola.
Hi, Lola. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Lou.
Lou?
Skyly Blue.
Oh, well, nice to meet you.
What is it, Skyly Blue?
They win the week.
She's in character.
I am.
She's in character.
We are very honored. Like this is amazing. I don't even know what this is so incredible.
I wish they would have been up here the whole time.
I know.
Taking your questions.
I know.
What's your own personal heaven like?
Can you give us one of Ash's famous lines? Business so front, party in the back. Maybe. How about this one? I'm cool with it.
Yeah! Cool with it.
Yeah!
Thank y'all for coming here. And we're going to have no more of those comparisons to the evil Colonel Sanders. I hope y'all have a great rest of your convention here in Jacksonville. And I'll see y'all at karaoke and the Saturday Night Special. Yeah, baby! Amazing. What's the ears?
Yes.
Oh, the question.
You can translate the angel language when you're in heaven. Would you be able to translate the tablets?
Absolutely. Ash can do whatever he wants. Absolutely. And can you talk Anakian at all? No. Okay. Well, I mean, this is incredible. These two are incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amazing.
All right, we'll give it up.
Give it up for these.
It's the mini-me's of Chad Lindberg.
Is there one for every character on the show?
Yeah, I know. I want one. All right, guys, give it up. Chad and Jeff! There he goes. Thank you so much. My favorite just now is when I was trying to get a view of those adorable children. And you go, Rob, like, yeah. She's like, get out of the way. Which is really how I feel most of the weekend. No. But ladies and gentlemen, and after that, it's fun time. It's time for a little gaming. That's right, it's the yes, no game. Yes, no! Yes, no! Yes, no! Yes, no! That's my
Jason Vance. Hello, Robert Benedict.
How's the hosting going now? You've been doing this for a little bit now?
Yeah, for 5, 7, 8 years, I think, now.
No, because I remember earlier this year you didn't quite know how it was. You're like,
you still don't.
You'd say, who's playing the yes no game? And then you're like, me neither.
Yeah, it's still, we kind of make it up as we go.
Good.